Hello there, everybody. I'm Mr. Game Pie, and welcome back to Let's Play Mega Man Rock Force. So, in his original game, Bomb Man was weak to Fire Man, the Fire Robot Master, and strong against Guts Man, the really strong, heavy Robot Master. In this game, he's strong against Photon Man. Photon Man is the Fire Robot Master of this game. Phantom Fuse is also strong against Photon Man. I have no idea how this weakness works, but it does. Although I guess, technically speaking, it's not so much the Fire Robot Master as it is the Solar Power Robot Master. But in the Mega Man franchise, that's basically the same thing. Bomb Man is massively powerful. His Hyper Bomb can defeat even those giant enemies with a massive health in one hit. Which, by the way, that enemy that I just sort of blew up real quick there, that was really big and jumped, that's the Big Eye of the game. The Big-Eyed enemies tend to have more health than any other enemy present in the game. And Bomb Man destroyed it in one blast. Well, I mean, it was one blast that did multiple hits, but still, it's one blast. Notably, the Phantom Fuse has equivalent power to the kind of power that Bomb Man is throwing around. Even if you don't directly hit an opponent with the bomb, the explosion is so large that there's a pretty good chance that that's going to hit them instead. Also, Bomb Man is always carrying a bomb. If he gets hit, he drops the bomb. As such, enemies that hit Bomb Man can often find themselves just annihilated of themselves. Bomb Man has an average mobility. You know, pretty standard stuff. He runs about as fast as Mega Man, he jumps about as high as Mega Man. Nothing especially unique in that regard. He can also slide to drop a bomb wherever he's standing. Didn't quite do it right there. There we go. However, Bomb Man does throw his bombs in an arc. Enemies that are standing right in front of him probably won't get hit. So, if an enemy ends up right in front of you, it's probably best to try to slide away. He also can't fire his bombs from ladders. Oh, that's not good. Well, I tried to avoid that. Honestly, this is the hardest section of this level as Bomb Man. Mega Man can skip this section completely if he has the Crypt Core. And other characters, like Nitro Man, can just jump over the gap. But Bomb Man has to go through it himself, and with all the enclosed areas, it can be very difficult for him to get his bombs where they need to be. Fortunately, we've made it through there. Now here we have what is considered the main gimmick of this level. By charging up this solar panel here, we'll be able to charge up the various platforms that appear in the coming areas, those big yellow blocks. Oh. There we go. Yeah, the edge of the explosion beat him. Nope, can't throw it high enough. Yeah, Bomb Man can throw his bombs straight up, but they don't exactly go very far. If anything, it's more to just attack wherever you're currently standing. Uh-oh. That platform up there helps keep those bomb spiders where they are. And I'm going into this boss with 1 health. Fortunately, Photon Man isn't really that hard, so maybe we'll be able to make it through. Okay, Photon Man has the screen clearing move of the game. Yeah, that was really fast. The Photon Flare can be pretty dangerous. It's also a reasonably powerful weapon to use yourself. I think this is far enough away. Yep, oh, okay. Be careful about standing at the edges, because Photon Man can and will jump over there to punch you in the face. He doesn't like you standing there. He can also fire off a big fire wave, which, it is surprisingly powerful. But yeah, overall, Photon Man isn't really that difficult to beat. He's actually one of the easier Robot Masters of the game. And from him, we get Fire Man. Bomb Man rescuing Fire Man. How ironic is that? yeah, as I mentioned, the Photon Flare is your screen clearing move. And we get perfect B parts. You get perfect B parts, or various perfect beat parts, whenever you beat a Robot Master without taking a single point of damage. This isn't something that I'm very good at doing, so I probably will not be getting all the beat parts. Anyway, with that said, I'm Mr. Game Pie. Oh, wait, no, this isn't the end of the episode. I'll see you in a second whenever we take on whoever Fireman is strong against. So, here we are, only one Robot Master left to go. Fireman is strong against Virus Man. And I mean, that kind of makes sense. I mean, you know, massive amounts of heat can defeat small microscopic creatures. But Virus Man's level is nothing to be joked about. It can be quite difficult, even if you are playing as Fireman, who, by the way, is really good. Fireman has his giant walls of flame that he fires. He can also launch himself upward up to 2 times. And he can also fire straight up as well. However, this level has the virus effect. Whenever hit by certain enemies, you become sick, and that happens, and it's really annoying. Whenever you're sick, your controls will be reversed. And various other effects that your weapons may have will be not available anymore. For Mega Man, he won't be able to use his charge shot. But for other characters, like Fireman here, he won't be able to use his vertical shots. And thus will not be able to jump in the air like he normally can. Most of the enemies that give you the virus effect are just enemies that try to, like, jump straight at you, or fly straight at you. That's nice. There we go. I don't think... Oh, yeah, that can't hit him while they're still in the water. Nice. Despite the fact that, once again, there is water visible in this stage, you never go in the water. Which is good, because Fireman gets weakened while he's in the water. I'm pretty sure that it's much like whenever he has the virus effect on him. He can't fire up or down. And he might only be able to fire one fire wave at a time. There we go. We can just ignore these blocks. And these blocks. Oh my, oh, the reverse controls. The reverse controls. I was trying to just sort of barrel through them, but what I ended up doing is walking off the side of the edge. These virus enemies wouldn't be so bad if they weren't always placed next to, like, instant death pits and stuff. I'm never really going to need the weapons tanks, but hey, I guess I'll get them anyway. Don't even need that last platform. Sniper Joes can generally be attacked with their shield up like they can in a lot of games. By going up close enough to them, you can hit them while their shield is up. Because it's just sort of your shots kind of go past the shield. And their foot is also vulnerable. However, it seems that the way that Fireman shots fly, they can't hit the Sniper Joes while their shields are up. Fireman's shots do go straight through enemies, making them really good at these enemies right here, these little virus things that come out of the cage. The viruses can and will infect you with the virus stat. With the virus effect, that is. So, the fact that you can easily defeat all of them in only a few shots is really good for Fireman. Mega Man has to individually attack each and every single one. So, here we have Virus Man himself. Virus Man is not actually that difficult. He's pretty easy to beat as Mega Man, and even easier to beat as Fireman. Not just because he's weak to Fireman's weapon, though. No, Fireman has something even further going for him. If Virus Man ever shows it. Okay, well, Virus Man never actually used his weapon, the Virus Outbreak. When he does that, his body will sort of float upwards, That is, the upper section of his body will float upwards, and he'll generate a bunch of those little tiny virus enemies that appear at the end of the level, and then they'll start flying around the battlefield. Virus Man's battle is supposed to be super hectic, with a lot of things going on. The small viruses flying around the screen, the virus enemies in the tank doing their thing, and then him launching his head at you as well. But as it stands, Fireman can destroy all those things really easily, and can avoid Virus Man pretty simply as well. And of course we get the Virus Outbreak, which is a shield, and you can expand it outwards. Interestingly enough, Virus Man never uses the Virus Outbreak as a shield, which is pretty strange for a Shield Robot Master. We also got Dive Man, as I kind of implied that we would. And, yeah, you might have noticed that throughout all the Robot Master stages so far, there's only been one with any water, and that was Shock Man's stage. Dive Man does not get very many chances to show how awesome he is in the water. In any case, I'll be back here in a moment with a cutscene. Sir, request permission to give humble thanks. We were just doing our duty. Are you feeling all right? Sir, yes, sir. Wasn't Justice Man with you? Sir, yes, sir. He has gone MIA. Sir? Yes, we should get to Dr. Light's lab immediately. Dr. Light, Justice Man is still missing. Heavens! I have dismaying news as well. The energy signatures of the Robot Masters you defeated, they're recombining across the world! What does that mean? What it means is we have 4 new Robot Masters to fight. So yeah, Thrill Man, Thermo Man, Port Man, and War Man. We won't be getting weapons from these Robot Masters. However, there is something special. So, by defeating the Robot Masters in the corners of the levels, so Crypt Man, Virus Man, Charade Man, or Shock Man, you get these Robot Masters. However, something else happens if you defeat any of the other 4 Robot Masters in the 4 cardinal directions. It creates a completely different set of Robot Masters. Terror Man, Plague Man, Power Man, and Flare Man. So, yeah, I'm going to be going through all of these stages, and we're going to start on these guys next time. See you then!